guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Christy and today I have my daughter Brittany here helping with me.
Hey guys.
So excited to have her here. We are going to be putting down a subfloor in the van, and then also if we have time we're going to do some of the flooring.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I've wanted to do this forever. I have laid down like a regular floor, but this is a whole new thing, and to be able to say, yeah, I've totally laid the floor, you know, in a van, it's pretty cool.
And I have been working on the kill mat sound deadener for the last couple of days and my arms are just toast, so she's going to be here for helping with some of the heavy lifting and then also be behind the camera and just moral support in general.
Yeah.
So stick around.
A lot of that.
Yeah, I will definitely need that. So stick around and we'll show you how we did it. So one of the things that you have to do before you can put your subfloor in is to remove these tie downs. Now the Promaster has 8 tie downs in the floor, and this takes, I've already removed it obviously, this takes a T40 Torx bit. My friend has a Jeep and just happened to have the same tool, so I didn't have to purchase that. But if you don't have that already, you will have to get a T40 Torx bit is what that is called, and they are a booger, at least mine were, because they're in there pretty tight. Had to call in some manly strength for that one. And once you remove all 8 of those, you're left with a hole. Some people fill the holes. I don't want to do that, permanently seal them. I don't want to do that in case I ever want to, you know, take it back down to where it started from. So my solution to that is just going to be to fill the hole temporarily with this particular piece. And the ribs stick up enough that I didn't have to have something that was completely flat. And this, once it's screwed in all the way, is lower than the rib that sticks up here, so the plywood can still sit on top and not be bothered by the height of this one. So that's my solution. Okay, so to start this project, I went to the home improvement store and I bought 3 pieces of 1/2-inch plywood. That's what I decided to use for my subfloor. So I have those side by side long ways, and when I bought my van, I was lucky enough to get one that still had this mat in it. So I don't have to make my own template, which is great because I know people spend a lot of time making their own templates for this, cutting out cardboard and all that different stuff. I already have one in place, so it just makes it nice and easy to lay it across the plywood. So basically all I have to do is just trace the edges of the mat onto my plywood, and then I'll cut it out with a jigsaw, and I should be ready to dry fit this thing. It should be pretty easy. Probably wondering why I didn't move the mat all the way to the edge of the plywood, because some of this plywood has some imperfections that I didn't want to use, so I scooted down just a little bit to cut some of that out. So since I've never used a jigsaw before, I made a little line on the wood that I could just practice on first, just to see how it feels and how it handles, and then before I make any of the important cuts.
So this is the scraggly line.
Hey.
So tell them how it feels to be so handy now.
Okay, so we got the first piece cut now, and what we're going to do is we're going to dry fit it into the van, which means basically we're going to put it in, see what parts need to be trimmed a little bit. Once we get all the pieces cut and they're the right size, then I'm going to sand them down to get rid of the rough edges. Otherwise, this project has not been nearly as hard as I thought it might be.
The wet slick.
Hang
Are you okay, Mom? Can we put it down?
Just keep going. Watch my shoes.
Your shoes?
Yes.
Oh.
So when it comes down, it doesn't stretch. It's okay. I'm going to mark it with a pencil if it's too tight somewhere.
Okay.
It's called dry fit. So scoot it over a little bit.
No, we're all the way.
Alright, so how are you going to help me?
I can't.
Put your foot at the bottom so it doesn't slide. So it's going to be too tight.
Are you sure?
Right here.
What if you pull yours over a tiny bit?
Over half, just
Towards me? Oh, I see what you mean. How much do you think we need?
That's not very good. Well, that should have been more around Okay, so this is,
It doesn't fit, so.
no, it doesn't fit. So I have to shave a little bit off. So I'm just gonna mark about where I need, and then we're gonna take it out, cut some more, try again. So she just slipped.
Oh, it's wet. Huh?
Careful. I'll pause for a second. Okay. So it's been raining and everything is super slippery. So y'all, I hope we don't see my daughter fall on camera.
It's almost happened a couple times, so.
Okay, tilt it up a little bit. This way.
Okay, because we don't
I
want.
wasn't because of that.
Yeah, what do you
Yep,
want?
yep, okay, no.
What do you?
Yeah. I'm very good with my commands.
Ugh.
What's the corner?
And your curtain.
Okay, hold on. Whenever we don't want anything to rest on that piece on your side. It's fine. These are fine. Okay. Looks good to me. And I'm dropping. Okay. wait.
I'm so glad I moved my hands.
So there's how she looks right now, dry fitted and everything looks good. So I'm gonna sand it down, then we'll put the water sealant on it and I will have a floor. Yeah.
Okay. It's right here. Got it. All right. We're obviously trained professionals here.
Clearly. Alright, so now that the boards have been sanded and wiped down, all the dust has been removed from them, I'm going to apply the Thompson's water seal. I got the clear coat, or dries clear, you can get colored. This is going under my floor anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So you just roll this on, and the thing is to not get it too thick, but still have ample coverage on there. And then it dries, and then I've got to do the other side as well. I think it says 2 to 4 hours or so to dry on this. And then when that dries, then I'll be ready to lay the subfloor. Okay, so the final step on the subfloor is I'm going to use liquid nail adhesive for the floor. I didn't want to screw any holes into the van floor, but I also want the plywood to, it's not that I'm worried about it shifting so much as there's parts of the plywood that are kind of bowed a little bit, so this will help hold this down. This stuff dries in 7 minutes, so it should be a no-brainer to just put this down and then 7 minutes for each thing. Now on the floor itself down here, I'm just going to apply this on each of the ribs that stand up. So I'm just going to do a little line like that for each particular rib and not worry about the little valleys of it. And that should be enough to hold it for my purposes. So I did actually change adhesives in the middle because I ran out of the one tube. The other kind didn't come out as easily. I don't know if it was an old tube or what the situation was, but now I'm using Loctite subfloor and this stuff comes out much easier. So I'll show you here how this looks. And this is how it's actually supposed to look. So I'm gonna finish doing this, and this is the last board on the floor, and then the subfloor will be completed. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to laying the actual flooring over the subfloor. I have opted to go with this peel and stick tile because it's easy to install. This is water resistant for the most part, and you can, if you need to repair certain pieces, you can just repair a piece at a time. So when you lay this down, I'm gonna start at this outer edge. For me, I want the tile running this way. Some people I know do it this way. It's a personal preference. For me, I just like the way it looks this way. So I'm going with that. Basically, you decide where you want to start. I'm not putting mine all the way to the edge because I will have a transition piece. Haven't decided exactly on what that's going to be yet, but there'll be some kind of transition piece both here and then some kind of molding or trim all the way around when I get to that step. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to peel the back off and stick it to the floor. And so when you lay these type floors down, you really should stagger them rather than having your joints all lined up at the same spot. You really want to stagger them so it looks, number one, so you don't have everything moving at the same time, but also it looks nicer when the joints of all of them are staggered. So with that in mind, we're going to measure. I do have a square, a carpenter square here. Makes it really easy for cuts when you lay it on there, and you can just make a super easy cut. I'll show you the cutting in just a minute. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with this. So this is just easy as peeling the backing off. It's pretty sticky. Line it up where I want it to go. Again, I'm not too worried about it being right on the edge here or here. I'm just wanting to get where I want a straight line, basically, for me, how it looks. Once you lay it where you want.
And how much of an edge do you think you left? Like half an inch, maybe?
Not even that.
Not even that much?
Yeah, not
okay.
even that much. And then I'll just push this down. And once I get a few, I'm going to walk on it. Just, you know, walk on it to keep them down. That's getting started. You have a little bit of time before it sticks too much, so just to kind of line it up as perfectly as you can. And get that as straight as I can before I press it down. So I just wanted to show you, if you've never used these peel and stick tiles, they're very, very easy to cut, and you only have to do it on one side. Let me show you real quick here. I love the little square tool that I have here. Just get that lined up. Once you have it scored, you really can just break it back, and then your pieces, you've just got your paper on the back, so you have to peel that.
I could definitely assume you were gonna put that. And it happens to be with your red marker. Red's your color.
Red is my color. And here you go. For those wondering about the total cost of this project, was $273.89. Okay, so the flooring is in, and it was easy except for all the little places you have to cut around. Those were a little bit of a booger, but we figured out how to make a template eventually and got that done. The only thing I still have to do is I'm going to find some kind of edging or transition piece to put on this, but for right now I'm leaving it like it is. I can still use it and put everything back in. So I think it turned out very well. Love the color. Thanks to my daughter Brittany for helping. I could not have done it without her. So easy project, just takes a little bit of time. Thanks for watching. Remember to always enjoy those little things, and we'll see you next time. I'm already told I can be.
It's still going.
I know.
I don't know where to look.
So you're looking right here, and then you look at me, and then we'll talk again.
There.
Okay, I'm good. Put your hand, you don't like standing like that.
Okay, then what do I do with my hands?
Just chill. Like,
I don't know what I normally do with my hands.
Put them in your pockets.
I don't have pockets.
Pretend you have pockets. Okay, right?
That's not good either.
I have it. And I know it's me.
Okay, what did it do?
Well, whatever, it started bouncing it. Yo. Okay, so because she made fun of my squiggly line, I'm making her try. Go for it, Brittany.
Just
do it. So how does it feel to be handy?
I just want to point out, I can't do a straight line, and you can attest my handwriting's terrible, so I'm not surprised. Look, that's bad. That was my line. That wasn't supposed to be there.
Good job, Brittany.
Thank you.